Hi, everybody. We are now getting started with Dash head coach Sam Laity. Sam, just your overall thoughts on tonight's match.
Delighted with the point at the end. A week of opposites. Should have got 3 last week. Deserved 3, got 1. This week, somebody needs to buy Jane Campbell a beer because she kept us in the game in the first half. So thank you, Jane, and I'll be contributing to that beer fund. Yeah, just look, we had some really bright moments. Didn't capitalise them, and then we enabled Kansas City to take control of the game, and incredibly frustrating. Obviously, to start bright, excuse me, start bright, and then you're thinking you're going to build on last week's performance. And then we were out of the game then for long periods, and Jane kept us in it, so really happy with the point, yeah. And we're still in it, right, that's the important thing. You lose that game, and it's in the playoffs, then are probably out of reach, because then they jump a few points ahead of you, so now, yeah, delighted with the point.
Thank you for that. We'll go right here to the front to Al.
Excuse me.
Hey, Coach. I believe first half you guys were outshot 11-4. Second half you guys turned it around. I believe you outshoot them 12-4.
Yeah.
It leads to Michelle Alozi's goal.
Yeah.
Just talk about the change in halves leading up to the goal.
Well, we needed to change the personnel because I thought actually after the first 15 minutes we just lacked energy. The first thing I'm going to do is sit down with the staff and look at what we did in training this week because I'm not sure why we after a bright start why we faded so quickly. So we need to look at what we did in training this week in terms of our preparation and go from there. But yeah, a game of 2 halves, obviously. But goals change games at this level, right? Again, really proud of the team in terms of how they responded to going a goal down. We don't like that, but proud of the team to turn it around. What we've got to solve is minute 15 to minute 45 because at this level, you can be out of the game very, very quickly with the talent that they have on the team. They're a really dynamic, fit group, if you give them opportunities, they're going to punish you. So thanks to Jane, we kept them at bay. So a game of 2 halves, but just got to address the energy for sure. And I thought Nichelle and Marissa came on and gave us a bit of spark, put us on the front foot a little bit more, and it was good. Good to see them come in and turn the game around like that.
You mentioned Campo. She finished with, I believe, 7 saves. Kansas City goalkeeper, I believe she finished with 0 saves. Mm-hmm. Jane had that diving save.
Yeah.
Talk about her hard work,
Well, she's a world-class goalkeeper, right? We've spoken about this all season. I think she has been hands down the best goalkeeper in the league this year. She proved that in the first half. My suggestion at half-time was to the team that we don't allow Jane to make a save in the second half because she made too many in the first half. So, we conceded way too many opportunities early in the first half, that's for sure. And then the second half, a lot, we got a lot closer. Our lines were more compact. We were closer to each other. It's really it's frustrating because you look at the performance last week, and I don't know what's changed in between. Same team, same formation, and I'm concerned about why there was such a big shift in the performance from last week to this week. So we'll look at that.
You talked about the playoffs. I believe 6th place to 10th place separated by just 5 points with 5 games left.
Yeah.
A lot of teams bunched up in that, just your thoughts on how it's going to play out down the stretch.
I think the way things are going in the league right now, for the teams that are below 6th position, I think if you can win 2 games in a row in this last 5, you've got a chance of making it. It's that tight. There's some of the teams above the 6th spot that have got talented rosters have got really, really tough run-ins. So the main thing is that we stay in the mix. We stay in the mix as long as possible. And it's not over until the finals, right? So it's not a cliche. I mean, it's a fact, right? 5 games to go, 15 points. It would be a miracle to think we're going to pick up 15 points, right? Based on our rhythm right now. We're not losing games. We've lost 4 games all year in the league, but we're not. But we've had too many ties. We've had too many ties at home, in particular. So we'll go away now to San Diego and look to pick up 3 points. But yeah, I think in the next 2 or 3 weeks there'll be a lot of changes in the top 6, between the top 6 and the teams below.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks so much.
Maggie, do you go ahead?
I got a couple. Hello.
Hello.
This is your second game just this season, playing Michelle back a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you think you're going to continue with that?
If she keeps scoring, yeah. Yeah, I think she's a threat from that position. She obviously played 4 games at the World Cup, did really well in that position. So, actually, part of it is not interfering with her too much, not trying to give her too much information and try and make things perfect, because things will never be perfect. So, trying to utilise her, on certainly on the attacking side. When we switched the ball, she was really, really dangerous against Washington, and has a little bit more space in front of her. And I thought she took her goal really, really well. So I think she's going to play the next week. Yeah.
Sophie, injured a little bit, but kind of left everything on the pitch. She was hit left and right, taking, diving tackles.
Yeah, she's a warrior. Yeah. She was a warrior. She did leave everything on the field, and that's what you expect from a captain, right? That's what you need from a captain. As a coach, you want that. It's not about what we say, right? It's not about getting the group together all the time and going rah, rah, rah. It's about, right, I'm going to lead the way. I'm going to lead the example. I'm going to show you what it means to play for this team and try and make us successful and try and get us to win games. So, yeah, she left it on the field. Tremendous, yeah. A little bit confused about some of the refereeing decisions tonight. A lot of soft fouls all over the field, but only fouls against Kansas City for the most part. Incredible.
Yeah. It's Inspiring Women Night.
Yeah.
Who is someone that inspires you?
My mum, my wife, most definitely. Yeah. Yeah, my mum, of course, and my wife. Yeah, she's the rock, right? She's the one that has to put up with all the mood swings. It's not necessarily a romantic life being married to a head coach. I admire her. I admire her strength and her adaptability to move from the Pacific Northwest to Houston. 2 very different environments, of course. Yeah.
Your players took a stand tonight. Contigo, Jenny. Your thoughts as a coach and talking with them and heading into this match?
Yeah, it's pretty sad, isn't it? Pretty freaking sad that we're talking about her and her team for this, as opposed to them having an outstanding World Cup and being world champions. Look, for me, these things should have been dealt with very, very quickly. And unfortunately, the federation and the person involved in particular just allowed things to escalate. They could have de-escalated the situation very quickly. Instead, they escalated the situation very quickly, amplified it even more with some of their statements and their actions, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, it's archaic. It's embarrassing, actually. And all the talk now is about that incident and the lack of sort of moral compass for a couple of individuals, and it sounds like it's pretty systemic in their federation. And unfortunately, I hope the situation is brushed to the side, not brushed to the side, but dealt with very quickly, and then actually we can all start talking about how amazing that team was during the World Cup. So yeah, it's pretty sad. It's not a great moment.
Well, we'll go last one.
I have one more.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of the World Cup, you have a couple of players that are still not back. Do you think that's going to shift anything heading into next week? When can we expect to see a couple of them back?
Yeah, Havana's got a little something. Yeah, in fact, it's a chappy as well. Just both not quite ready yet. So it won't be next week, I don't think.
No.
Not next week.
Perfect. We'll close with that. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Done it? Thanks. See you guys. Thank you.